Hello guys, it's Chris from Twindomania back with another video, and this time it is a video response to Chris Mr. Big Red 1990 Hill, whose video at the time of recording, this is Monday, video on Sunday, was Bret or Owen, which Hart would I prefer? My response is neither. Bruce Hart is obviously the way forward. No, I'm kidding. For me, Chris is a big Owen Hart fan and Maggie Thompson is a big Bret fan. I'm kind of in the middle, but I would lean more towards Bret than I would Owen. Now the reason for this is because of certain angles and things like that Bret was involved in, whether it be, like as Chris says, you know, like his match against the British Bulldog at SummerSlam 92, whether it be his match against Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13, which is probably one of his greatest matches. One of my personal favourites, his match with Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 8. I just feel that his character just seemed a bit bigger than Owen's. Now, whether that was the case, or that was the way that WWE decided to push him, you know, like regardless, obviously Bret is not more well known than Owen, but if you were to say name a Hart, Bret would probably be the first to people's minds, whereas Owen would probably be the second, and then you would probably say like Jimmy Anvil Neidhart or Jimmy Hart or something like that. I know Jimmy Hart isn't really a Hart, but you know what I mean. So that's why I would say Bret Hart. In his Wrestling with Shadows, you know, like it's a very good documentary. I didn't really watch the Owen one because obviously this is chronicling, you know, after Owen's died. Whereas Bret's one is obviously Bret talking about things leading up to the Montreal screw job at the time. Bret's obviously very open and saying that he wish he could have been there for, you know, Owen to kind of talk going through things. You know, like after, you know, whether it was coming out the Blue Blazer or what have you. And obviously, you know, Owen with the whole Austin thing, the Tombstone Pile Driver, and Bret saying that he didn't handle that very well. That's not a defamation of Owen Hart's character, but it's just a case of, for me, Bret has always stood out a bit more, you know, pink and black. Bret, you know, was a tag team wrestler with Jimmy Anvil Neidhart and kind of then progressed on to be a singles wrestler, winning all accolades that he could win, you know, King of the Ring, etc., etc. And Owen would have single matches here and there, but you know, Owen would be part of something, whether it be with Yokozuna, with Koko Beware, with, you know, the well, both of them were in the Hart Foundation and things like that. But I think it would have been interesting to see if we had a parallel universe, whereas Owen was pushed and Bret was in the shoes of Owen, how Owen would have been as a main event superstar, with him fighting the likes of the Stone Cold Steve Austins, you know, and things like that there. But unfortunately we'll never get that chance. Bret obviously is a Hall of Famer, and now it's looking hopefully that Owen will be in the Hall of Fame sooner rather than later, with you know, his Owen's widow, you know, kind of making peace with WWE, and you know, we may get likeness, we may get figures, DVDs, etc. like that. But it's just, for me, Bret just seemed to be the better of the two of them. Just his, very much like Triple H, you know, he kind of knows where he is in the ring. I'm not saying again that Owen doesn't, you know, that it's just a case of, for me, Bret just seemed to know where he was at the ring. He was very methodical with the moves that he did. He didn't need to go high flying, whereas that was Owen's thing. Was Owen was a high flyer, you know, like going up top rope crossbodies, etc., etc. Whereas I think if people were talking about Bret Hart, they would say that he was one of the best technical wrestlers, like Kurt Angle and like probably Daniel Bryan now. Whereas I don't think that Owen kind of gets maybe the recognition that he deserves for the passion that he had for the business, and you know, and things like that. Whereas Bret obviously was very, as like I said, methodical, you know, like he was on the road an awful lot, as was Owen. And obviously Bret's book was quite an interesting read as well, but I'm trying just to keep the video going a bit more rather than having it just sit at like 4 minutes. So yeah, for me, Bret over Owen. It's kind of like asking, you know, it's not really a question, you know, saying who was your favourite rocker member. Was it Shawn Michaels or Marty Jannetty? And everyone would say Shawn Michaels. It'd be different if it was like Undertaker or Kane, you know. So maybe that's something that should be explored now, is since Mr. Big Red's done his Bret or Owen, I know his response for Undertaker Kane. Whereas maybe if you were to have two other people, like say Randy Orton and Jake the Snake Roberts, you know, just do a comparison between the two, like the WWE magazine used to do. They had like a Rock and Hogan one, and then a couple of months later we had the Rock Hogan match. So what if you were to have, say, like, you know, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus CM Punk? You know, who's better, Stone Cold Steve Austin or CM Punk? You know, so there's an idea there if anyone wants to grab onto it. But yes, in short, Bret Hart over Owen Hart. I like both guys, but I would always seem to watch, whenever I was younger, Bret Hart matches before I watched Owen Hart matches. I think it was more whenever I wasn't into wrestling as much that Owen Hart kind of came in the forefront of his career, and Bret was, you know, handed over to WCW and didn't have a clue what to do with him. I think that Owen would have been worse off in WCW than Bret was. But yes, that is my video response. Leave your comments down below. Leave your video response in to Mr. Big Red 1990 of who is your favourite, Bret or Owen. And as I say, there's only one way to settle this fight. So that's what they did. So yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned to the channel. Maybe having some more videos this week. Who knows?